I spoke about this with Simon Saradzhyan from Harvard's Kennedy School. He's founding director of the Russia Matters Project.
Well, I think this visit, as any other visit of such a high official, was designed to pursue several goals. One of them is to strengthen what the two countries call strategic partnership between Russia and China. Another, to discuss American actions vis-à-vis the two countries. Russia is under sanctions. China is now moving a response to U.S. protectionist policies that it is not happy with. And last but not least, I think the Chinese foreign minister must have spent considerable amount of time briefing his Russian counterparts on the outcome of the North Korean leader's visit to the People's Republic of China.
Both foreign ministers keenly aware that the Inter-Korean Peninsula summit's coming up, and perhaps a visit as well between Donald Trump and Leader Kim. Give me your sense on how they might be viewing that and what their response might be to both of those events.
Well, obviously, there's a desire on part of both Russia and China to play an important role in efforts to resolve the crisis, and therefore, once it has become clear that the U.S. leader might meet the North Korean leader, it was only natural that the Chinese government and the Russian government started exploring ways how they could, participate in what would be a common victory if this issue is resolved. Hence, the Chinese convinced the North Korean leader to visit China first, and from what I hear, Russian diplomats are also exploring ways how the North Korean leader can visit Russia. At least that's what the director of national intelligence told reporters, according to Tatas, that Russia has invited Kim Jong-un to visit Moscow.
Simon, you touched on it, these proposed tariffs against China, the kind of sour relationship that Russia has with the U.S., and now perhaps the same with China and the United States. What does this do for the relationship between China and Russia, do you think?
Well, I think we've all seen the impact that the Ukraine crisis has had on the Russian-Chinese relationship. Being punished by the West for his actions in Ukraine, Russia turned to China, or I should say intensified the pivot to Asia, which had been underway anyway because of the fundamental shifts in the structure of Russia's trade. So for Chinese, at this juncture, when the U.S. is essentially abandoning the previous administration's stance toward free trade and pursuing protectionist measures, it is important to diversify its trade relations beyond the countries that seek to impose punitive measures. America and China are the top two economies in the world, no matter how you count it, in purchasing power parity or in current dollars. Russia is not. Russia is number 6. So whatever China does to divert some of its exports to Eurasian markets would not fully compensate for whatever losses China might endure because of the protectionist policies pursued by the Trump administration.
Simon, thanks so much for your time.